What is up, people? Full Part Crew here, and today I'll be fixing my iPhone, and I will be installing a new battery and an Apple light logo mod on the back. So the back logo here, it's going to be LED. So first off, before we proceed, I'm going to have to say that proceed this at your own risk. I will not be responsible for your damage, for any parts you break, or anything at all. This is just a guide and like a record for me to see what I did on my phone, and I hold no responsibility for any damage caused to your phone. I'm only here to show you what I'm going to do. And first we need a Pentalobe Screwdriver. We're going to need a toolkit set, probably 40 screw set. We need a Phillips, that's all we need, and we need probably we need a Pry tool. Something like this, or like this. It's two different sizes, we might need it. And for this iPhone, I have a screen protector on, so I'm not going to be using a suction cup. I'll be using this to pry the screen off myself. So anyways, we also need, if the battery doesn't come with a glue, you gotta use double-sided tape to tape the battery back in again. And once you gather all this stuff, make sure you're working on a static-free surface. Here I'm working on a SteelSeries mouse pad. Make sure the place is well ventilated so your hands don't get greasy on the phone. And after all this, we can get started. So first, I'm gonna unscrew the bottom of the phone, and I'll have my Pry tool here just in case I need it. So we'll take the screws off. Make sure to put your screws where you will see them. Make sure you don't drop them as well, because you will need this. So there, those are your screws. Okay, now I'm not going to use a suction cup. I'll be using my Pry tool to lift it open. Let's see if it's successful or not. So actually, we just need a suction cup, because I found out there's no way in hell we're going to take it off without a suction cup, so I just got one here. And I hope the screen protector doesn't come off. So let's try it slowly. Put some tension on it. And then we'll use one of these Pry tools to get it off. You can see its screen coming off, but then this is my first time doing this, so bear with me. Feels like I'm pulling the screen protector off. Let me try again. I can see the screen coming off. Wow, it's difficult. It's not coming off at all. Finally got the screen off. So there it is. Now you want to have the screen be resting on something, and then you're going to need to use your Phillips screw. Probably looks like a 00 Phillips screw. So here, have a screen resting on something. Be careful of the cables on top. You're going to have to take out 5 of these screws. It's going to be quite tight, so and remember where you put them as well, because they're quite important. They're quite small. They're super small. So this will be your display hinge cover. They're all different sizes. You gotta know where they go. So I like to put them in order as well, so of where they go. So you gotta do it. So that we have that out. We're gonna have to get our tool thing to get it off. So we have that out. Put it aside. Okay, now we're gonna remove these 4 connections on the screen, so we can completely put the phone out. So I'll just spin it this way. I'll use my Pry tool. get it out. This will be your 1, 2, there's 2 more on the bottom, 3, 4. So there, we take 4 out. Put our display aside. So now it's the phone itself. First, we're going to have to remove the battery. So we have to take out these 2 Phillips screws on the battery cover. One, 2. Those 2 come off. We'll have to remove the battery connection, the shield, I mean. There. Now we're going to remove the battery connection itself, right here. There. So the difficult part right now is to get the battery out. Some people say they use glue to remove it, but then the way I do it is I saw online, you gotta remove these tabs here. So see these sticky tabs? Yeah, get them out. Make sure you can hold it. The other side as well. These are very sticky. So once you have them, you want to pull them. There.
It was at this moment that he knew. He fucked up.
Oh shit!
Okay, they keep like doing this. That's the one hard part. Get them out so they are out of the way. So now I gotta get the battery out by prying it out. It's gonna be very, very difficult. I got the battery out. I actually scraped some part of my phone. You can see it, and a little bit of my casing there, but the red light's a GoPro light, don't mind that. But yeah, it comes out. I'm gonna make sure the phone's not bent by putting it on a flat surface. See if it doesn't rock. If it doesn't rock, then your phone's fine. So my phone's not bent, it's cool, I didn't damage anything. First, check off, do an inspection, make sure everything's fine. Just blow some dust out, or blow any of those metal residue out. A little bit of that? Okay. So then now we're gonna remove the sticker here, those 2 black stickers. This one and this one. Remove that. And just keep it for use later. Just take it out for now. Stick it somewhere where you will know you'll use it later. The second one here is quite difficult. Just be careful. This is one. I mean, actually, if you can't get it out because it's stuck with the motherboard, then it's fine. We'll just move on to the next step, which is to use a flathead screwdriver to remove the actual Apple logo here. So we're going to gently pry it out. I took off the Apple logo. There it is. Right there. We're going to keep that just in case we need it. Okay, look at the back here. It's empty now. Make sure everything's okay. Blow off the dust. Anything, be careful of your cables. And check. Make sure everything's alright. gonna leave this gap here up because we're gonna insert now. So after that's gone, we're gonna put this on. So we have that. We're gonna make sure it fits inside perfectly.
1 hour later.
They gave me the wrong connection. They gave me the iPhone 6 Plus, but mine's iPhone 6. I went back to the store, got a new one. So now I tested it. It should sit flush with the phone itself. So there, it sits flush perfectly. So now we gotta put tape on. So I'm gonna have to use my old tape here. Put this on the over here. I think you can't really see it. Let me turn on the light. Oops. There it is. You can kind of see it over here. Just tape it on. Put this. Just make sure again it's flush with the phone. Some scratches on it, but who's to complain? Tape there. I think that should be fine. I think I have to go get my electric tape. I'll be back. So, get your electrical tape here and cut it into thin slices so it doesn't go too far into the phone. So I'm cutting one right now. Probably around this thick. You can see currently there. Put that on each corner just to make sure it's super tight on the thing. So one there. Another one over here on top. And then just in case of that one, I want to put another one there so it doesn't fall off. It has to be very secure in order for it to work. There. So that should be enough. Now we're gonna have, this is quite the difficult part, so we're gonna connect the top connection up here to the screen. I'm gonna refer to the super Chinese logo here. The English is not that good, but just look at the image and you'll be fine. So for me, my iPhone 6, I have to put 3 top lines with the 1 and 3 on the connection. So after that, make sure it's tight again, make sure it's flush with the phone as always. After that, we're gonna have to, oh yeah, one more thing, put this on the bottom, shove it down there. It'll be fine. So now we're gonna have to take the screen, and then make sure to get these connections onto the, I can't really show you on the camera, but make sure they don't short, because if you short it, the whole thing's dead. Find your sponge connectors, these sticky ones. These, can't really see it, sorry. These connections, take one out, take the long one out, turn the light back on so you can see. Here, so I don't know if you can see it quite well, but I'll show you later. You make sure you don't short these out, because if you do, the phone's dead. So first you want to put this on first onto the connection. Make sure they stick well. Your hand's kind of shaky. There, you can see it. It's gonna look like this. And then we're gonna put it on the phone. Make sure you have the display up. Actually, no, you don't. Just actually just put it down because you're gonna fold the connections later. Here, make sure. There you go. Let me just put first this again. Yep, so that's correct. Put it on 1 to 3. Be very careful so you don't short this out. If not, you're actually fucked. Excuse my language, but that's the truth. If you short this up, you just screwed yourself over. So that looks fine to me. Then after that, I'll put another thin one, but not a long connection, so just make it light. Just a thin sheet here. Put this on top. Make sure the connection is super tight. There. So I'll have to look there. This looks fine to me. I'm gonna have to again put this remaining tape over on this end. Actually, hold it down. Put it on there first. We'll have to figure it out later after we put the battery on. So that's that. Now we're gonna have to use our double-sided tape. I'm gonna move the light up a bit. Double-sided tape, and stick a long one across the phone. Not too long, but so we're gonna have to make use of that here. I'll have to do this first. Sorry about that. So here, I'm gonna make sure the battery doesn't fly around in here. Make sure it sticks. So I'm gonna put plenty of it down here, but not too much, because we don't have that super sticky apple glue that they put in. So we're gonna have to compensate for that. It's two. There's another one here. Don't put one on the connection. Don't put one on the black cable, because that's where the mechanism is. There. And the top part, we'll try to put it on over here, so battery stays super tight. And then we can try to put. For me, I think that's enough. But then we'll figure it out. But then for now, we're gonna have to. I'm gonna have to check this connection here again, because I have to make sure it's not gonna be a mess. Always double check. So oops, check here. Light back down. Check if it's on pins 1 and 3. So there it is. Make sure you don't move the connection when you put this tape on. So there, that should be it. Light back up. There, everything's fine. Now remove your double-sided tape. Oopsies. 3. One more. Nope, that's not it. My apologies. There, 4. Then what I would like to do is to put one more across here, just to be super sure that the battery will be permanently on the thing. So now take our battery, a fresh brand new battery here, align it. I would do the connections first, then put it back down. Make sure it sticks to the double-sided glue that you just applied on. And here, this connection will let battery rest on it. Then we'll tape it down. It won't stick apparently there, but but it should be fine. There. And tape it. Make sure it doesn't go in any contacts though. Yeah, that's how it goes. The battery should be stuck there pretty tight. Do a shake, make sure it doesn't move around. Double check. Be very careful of that. Okay, this thing's not gonna stick. Okay, give me a second. Cut a new piece of tape out. Where's my scissors? Okay, so that stays there. Make sure this, make sure it stays as well. I would put it across the headphone port. Back. Make sure the connections are in good shape. There, it should be fine. Again, make sure the battery sticks. So move it around a bit. So if it doesn't stick, then make it stick. Because the Apple logo is bulging a bit. So, but it will stay in when the thing goes down. Again, double check. So now we're going to have to move it up. Put our 4 connections in. 1, 2, 3, and 4. All of them should be pressed down firmly. Okay, so we're gonna have to hold the screen up using something. We'll have to put back this connection here using our Phillips screw. I just misplaced it. Here it is. Again, make sure the connection's tight. Put this back on. Remember our screw positions that we put in? I always put the center one in first, because that's where it keeps the position. And then the long one. Then the one across it. Make sure the battery connection's tight. Keep that. Make sure the screen's not on too, so you won't mess up the display. The one on the top left. And then the one on the bottom right. Make sure they're firmly tight, not too tight. Okay, so that's good. Put on the battery connection here. Make sure it's firm. It's back on. First to the bottom left one. Oopsies. Don't make it too tight for now, but we have to align the top right one. So align it, tighten that one, and then come back and tighten this one. So now we're all set. This is the difficult part, I'm gonna move it back down without having this cable messed up. So let's make sure it's tight again. Make sure these are all tight. I like to triple check stuff. to make sure this phone works perfectly without any hiccups. Okay, so I'm gonna have to make sure of this. I'm gonna have to align the display, come down without this cable screwing up. So we have to make sure connection is tight enough. Gonna have to put another electrical tape across just to make sure it doesn't slip. Be very careful here. And then after that, you're gonna have to put another one of these, but I'll show you later. Let me get this straight first. Okay, so after that, we're gonna have to find a small one, put that one on top of the connection you just made, because we have to make sure the connection's good. Actually, I'm gonna use tweezers. Hopefully they're good tweezers. Nope, tweezers are crap. So we're gonna have to use our hands and manually get it in there. Something along the line of that will be fine. Okay, so we're gonna have to lower the display in. Like that. Make sure it's folded. Like that. Just fold it. Lower it down. Make sure inside looks okay. Align and display. Okay. Everything's fine though. Lower it. Make sure you clip all the clips on the side here. But don't put the screw back on yet. We have to make sure the connection is fine. So shake it so the phone doesn't, the battery's in there. And I'm gonna go get my power bank. So we'll get a power bank. Make sure everything's connected first. Make sure everything's tight. Button works. Plug it in. Like that. Right there. Let's make sure the phone works first. Wait a minute. LED works perfectly. Push it down, make sure it's all okay, so the phone doesn't get too bulgy. Shake it again. Battery shouldn't be moving. Press it down on the screen. You can see it. My screen's getting messed up there. Push on the screen. Let's give it a second. This is a new battery, by the way, so hopefully everything's alright. Let's give it a while. Okay, it's done. This battery was in charge. The new battery was in charge, so we could charge it now. Let me type in password first. Alright, here's my screen. Okay, the phone's kind of weird now. There. Brightness is medium. The brightness is quite bright. If I turn off the brightness, this will be very bright. You can kind of see here. So I like to keep my brightness in the middle. That's what it will be. Let's make sure everything's alright first. See, about. Everything's alright. And overall, I think it's a good deal to get a new battery and this fixed at the same time. So thank you for watching, and I hope you guys enjoyed this journey with me and upgrading and fixing my phone. I am by no means a professional, but then I'm glad I did it. So thank you very much, and I'll see you next time.